Welcome back to a new episode of Let's Talk Europe. Today we'll be talking about Denmark, and my guest today is Katrine. Hi, Katrine.
Hi. Woo.
Nice, she's prepared. I like it. Katrine, we're gonna go over the Google Autocomplete and then have some fun with your language. Sounds good?
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome. Yeah, less great for me probably, but we'll see. All right, let's go. Denmark is, first thing that comes up, Katrine, Denmark is Dutch.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. Dutch is the language in the Netherlands and in Holland. It is not. Denmark is not Dutch. It happens quite a lot. In Denmark, we speak Danish.
Yep.
Even here in LA, at like Trader Joe's, if they have those Royal Danish cookies, they'll say Royal Danish cookies straight from the Netherlands.
That's terrible.
It's horrible. And if I tell people that I'm from Denmark, they're like, "Oh, that's so cool. I've never been to Amsterdam."
Oh, that's painful.
And it just gets really awkward. So sometimes I'm just like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
Amsterdam is great, because Amsterdam is great too, but it's not Denmark.
Damn. So the next one, it's interesting. Google second autocomplete says Denmark is in what country?
Denmark is its own country. So
Well, I knew that.
Sure.
Next, Denmark is a prison.
Wow, I've never heard that before.
You know what I think? That is actually from Hamlet.
Oh, well, yes.
If I remember correctly.
That might be one of the lines. Hamlet says that Denmark is a prison and he wants to escape. I don't know.
Did you feel the same? That's why you're in Los Angeles?
I don't feel the same. I love Denmark. I think Denmark is amazing. So no, I don't feel like Denmark is a prison. And speaking of prisons, Denmark actually has some pretty good prisons.
Good. Didn't know that. Next on the list, Denmark is not socialist.
No, it is not. It's not. Most Nordic countries are actually not socialistic countries. A lot of people think we are because of our healthcare and our welfare state and all of that. But I think it was Forbes that said, well, it's probably more accurate to call us compassionate capitalism. And I think that's more accurate than say that it's a socialistic country.
All right. Next on the list is Denmark is the size of what U.S. state?
Ooh, I don't know. What's the smallest state?
Let's see what it said. Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
It's 42,000 square kilometers, Denmark, making it slightly larger than the Netherlands, slightly less than twice the size of Massachusetts. Good to know. Then what else we have? Denmark is considered the happiest country.
I'd love to say yes. I don't think we are officially anymore, though. I think we got beaten.
Okay. You know, what's interesting is that I did videos with Finland, Norway, Sweden, and this came up with all the Scandinavian countries as well.
Yeah, the Scandinavian countries are, in general, the happiest. And I think that's great. I mean, I think it makes sense. Having been there, having lived there, having traveled all around all of Scandinavia quite a lot. Scandinavia is a great place to live. It really is.
Next, Denmark is where?
Denmark is right underneath Norway and Sweden and right above Germany. If you look at a map, it would be on the right side of England.
Yep. And Denmark is known for?
I mean, realistically, a boring answer, we're probably mainly known for the architecture or the Danish pastry. Which we in Denmark call Viennese bread from Vienna in Austria.
And here they call it Danish.
Here they call it Danish, yeah. In Denmark, we call it Viennese bread because it was invented in Denmark, but it was invented by a man who was from Vienna. Yeah, that, and then we're probably known for, again, being happy. We're known for hygge, and we're known for drinking a lot
Yeah,
of alcohol.
I heard that too. Scandinavian countries as well.
Yep.
If you're watching this, be responsible, okay? Next, is Denmark part of the European Union?
Yes.
You are, and you have euros?
We are. No, we don't. We have made a deal. So we have our Danish crowns, which is our own currency. Most of Scandinavia still have their own currency, but it is locked so that it can't fluctuate too much compared to the euro.
Okay, that's good. Interesting. I didn't know that. Is Denmark in Germany?
It is not. It is right above Germany. Part of Denmark used to be owned by Germany, and we got it back about 100 years ago, almost to the state.
Good.
Yeah.
And what about, is Denmark an island?
Denmark is a bunch of islands. Denmark is a bunch of little islands. Part of the country is technically not an island because it's connected to Germany. Yeah. Everything else is just spread out as a bunch of small islands.
There are no mountains, no matter where you look.
No, there are not. No mountains at all. We are a very, very, very flat country.
Okay.
We have hills, and that's as high as we go.
So next fact is biking is amazing.
Biking is amazing. We have more bikes in Copenhagen than we have cars. If you want to get around in Denmark, especially in Copenhagen, you will need to have a bike. It is definitely the easiest way to do it.
The next fact is interesting. It says, in Denmark, you literally jump into the new year.
I didn't know that was weird. I didn't know that.
What does that mean?
I didn't know until this year. Well, physically, actually, you have to get up, you have to climb up on something. And then once it strikes midnight, you have to jump into the new year. So
what do you climb on? Like if you're at a party?
Furniture. You climb on everything. Not only do we jump into the new year, we have to hold money, usually in our hands when we do.
Okay.
Because you want to jump into the new year rich. And you want to have a rich year. So if you want to make a lot of money in the coming year, you need to jump into the new year with money in your hands. Number
5, the Danes are extremely trusting.
Yes.
You are?
We are, but I also think it is because we have a system. We grow up with a system we can trust.
That's a good point. Next fact, credit cards are needed everywhere.
Denmark is a very paperless country. So yes, and if you travel from the US or anywhere else and you don't have a PIN to your card, you will need one when you come to Denmark because you cannot use it without a PIN. You will need to tap in your PIN code almost every single time. Okay. And if you don't have one, you just can't use it.
No signature system. Next fact, everything is electronic.
Everything is electronic. It was so weird here getting my first paycheck. It was on an actual check.
And yeah, that was weird for me too. Yeah.
And you get your paycheck like in the mail, and you get mail from all these people. I'm like, I don't want that. In Denmark, we get everything online. We have what's called an e-box, and they send us everything there. They send us like, I don't know why I need to get it on paper. It's a waste of paper.
That's what I say. What about healthcare and education are free?
Yes. Fully. Healthcare is free. Healthcare is completely free. Education is completely free.
Even college?
College is free. University is free. We get paid to go to university. When you are a kid, the government will give your parents money until you turn 18. And then the second you turn 18, if you're still in school and if you continue with this higher education, you will then get the money to you instead for your parents.
Wow. That's amazing. So what about next fact? It says that, I'm going to butcher this word, but it says the Danish lifestyle is all about hygge.
Hygge.
Hygge?
It is, yes. Danish lifestyle is all about hygge. Hygge is an undefined, non-translatable word we have, which I think like the best way to explain it is like taking pleasure in the small things. So it can be it's more of like a feeling, but it's also something you can do. It doesn't really make any sense, but like it's sitting on the couch with a blanket, a cup of warm tea or hot chocolate, and you're in front of a fireplace and the fire is like prickling and there's a little
That's
bit of
hygge.
snow maybe outside. That's hygge. But it's also hygge to be out at a bar and have beer with your friends, or out to dinner with your
Okay,
friends,
okay,
or like
okay.
playing board games with your family or
It's
something like
basically a
it's
word that describes when you're feeling good.
it is, yeah. It's kind of
Okay.
like a lot of people compare it to cozy, but it's cozy is just a small percentage of hygge.
Okay. If you aren't married when you turn 25, you will be pelted with cinnamon.
Yep.
How old are
I
you?
had that happen to myself.
Ah,
When I turned 25, I was like, oh, I turned 25 here in LA, and I was like, ah, that's fine. I'm not married, but like I had a few friends from Denmark fly over, and then I had
oh
my
no.
German friend who also knew about it because I told her about it when I first moved here. And so all of a sudden I just see them like surround me, and they have 5 pounds of cinnamon, and they just covered me completely head to toe in cinnamon.
Wait, your friend from Denmark flew over just to do that to you?
Well, no, they flew over because I turned 25 the same
Okay.
year I graduated from acting school.
Yeah.
And my birthday was only like 3 days after graduation. So they came
Oh,
over
okay.
to see me graduate and to be here for my 25th birthday.
Next fact, Dane, this is so weird. Danes eat an average of 42 sausages per year. These are available everywhere and in all shapes and size. Hot dogs are particularly popular.
Yep. So you know how
Sure.
there's like food trucks. Definitely true. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. No doubt.
Next fact is Danes can drink milk with any meal, including lunch.
I don't know why that's weird.
Wait, you do that?
I mean, I'm lactose intolerant now, so I
Oh, okay.
don't, but my family, yeah, I'm growing up 100%. I don't know why that would be weird.
I don't think it's normal.
I don't think it's weird. I don't see what's weird about that.
Just a glass of milk, like we have like a glass of wine at lunch, and you have like a glass of milk
I
on the
mean, we'll
table.
have wine as well for dinner sometimes, sure, but mainly, yeah, milk.
I'm
I
sorry,
didn't
but
know
I
that
think
was
it is a
weird.
little weird.
I didn't know that was weird.
I mean, it is a little weird to me. Maybe. I mean, guys, let me know in the comments if you do that outside of Denmark as well. I'm really interested. Who knows? Oh, next fact. Lego was invented by a Dane and can now be admired with the whole family at Legoland in Billund.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep,
didn't
he's
know that it
Danish.
was invented.
Yeah, Lego
Wow.
is Danish. He is making a bunch of money every year. He is
Yeah,
also known as one of the best bosses in the world. He gives
awesome.
like all of his employees massive, massive, massive Christmas bonuses. He just donated, I think, like 4 billion or something like that. 4 billion or million. Don't like, but to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Good,
Um,
good.
and he now refuses to advertise for the White House and for any like police
Nice.
themed Lego. He's a great
Yeah,
man. We like him a
that's
lot.
good. The next fact. There are more pigs in Denmark than humans
Yes, that is true. And our
because the
biggest
sausages.
because of the sausages. Well, and
Yeah.
we export a lot of bacon, mainly to England. If you eat bacon in England, it's Danish bacon.
So the next one, I think it's true. Danes are addicted to coffee. According to statistics, they drink an average of 4 cups of coffee a day.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's not surprising to me at all. Personally, I have never had a cup of coffee. But actually, the reason why I don't drink coffee is because I got so scared when I was younger by how much people around me drank coffee. When I went to boarding school in Denmark, I went like out in the country, and all the farmers would always sit on this table, and they would always have like 4 big jugs of coffee to split between each other. And I was always like, oh, and they could not function if they didn't have this coffee. And I was like, okay, I'm just never gonna have coffee because apparently people can't function without it.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I got scared of coffee.
There are 18 different shark species living in the Danish waters.
There are, and none of them are dangerous. None of them will attack
that.
humans. Most of them are pretty small. I only know this because I worked at an aquarium in Denmark. But yeah, most of them are like not going to be bigger than this, I would say. And they live like they're not going to come up at shore. We don't have any kind of like shark attacks. We don't have any of that.
Denmark is home to the 2 oldest amusement parks in the world.
That is probably Tivoli
Gardens
and Bakken.
Yep.
I would say, yeah, that makes sense. And they're both great.
And the Danish language has no word for please.
Oh my God, that's true. Huh.
Nice. You should see
I guess we're also...
That's amazing.
I guess we're kind of a rude country then. I mean, we do have a way of saying, like, if you please, but no word just for please.
There you go.
Yeah.
You learned something yourself.
Yep.
And the last one is Denmark is considered the least corrupt country in the world.
Yes, that is completely true. I knew that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have great police, and we have a great system. You don't really get anything out of, like, if you were to be corrupt, I don't even know what would happen. Well, you get fired and you'd be shamed, and I don't know, it'd be very bad. I've never heard of like corrupt cases ever in Denmark.
Awesome. Katrine, thank you so much for this video about Denmark. We learned a lot through Google and a lot about Danish people, milk, sausages, bicycles, and pigs. Very interesting country for sure. I certainly learned a lot I didn't know about the European country. And if you have any questions, please comment below. And if you liked it and watched so far, please feel free to subscribe and get notified whenever a new video gets uploaded. Now, Katrine, let's say in Danish, goodbye, thank you for watching and subscribe.
Farvel, tak for at se med, og husk at click subscribe. We don't have a Danish word for that.
But yeah,
I think.
Whatever she said, you heard it. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.